There was a throne, the most powerful throne on Earth. Every man believed only a man could sit there. One woman disagreed. Her name was Hatshepsut, and nobody saw what was coming. Daughter of a pharaoh, born watching how empires were run. At 12, married to her half-brother, a boy who inherited the throne by default. While he sat on the throne, she ran the country. Everyone knew it. He was sick, weak, dependent.
The foundations of the temple
she was
must
already
stand
Pharaoh
for eternity.
in everything but name.
We will engrave
Around
the glory of Amun in
1479
stone.
BC, Thutmose II died. He left behind one heir, a boy. The infant Thutmose III sat on the throne of the world, and someone needed to actually run it. By custom, she became regent, officially temporary, unofficially everything. She signed agreements, directed priests, managed armies.
Great princess,
The boy king just
the grain supplies
sat
from
there.
the south are delayed.
Construction began across Egypt. Temples, obelisks, trade posts, all hers. The priests of Amun backed her completely. With the gods on her side, who could stop her? 7 years in, her name changed on monuments. Not regent, not queen, king. She walked in wearing the double crown, the false beard, the crook and flail. Not a queen. And nobody stopped her, because she had already proven she could rule. The false beard, the Nemes headdress, the kilt. Not confusion, calculation. At Karnak, 2 obelisks, so tall, so bright, visible from across the Nile. Deir el-Bahari, 3 terraces carved into the cliff. So magnificent,
Let it be
pharaohs
inscribed
chose
that
to be
its
buried.
points shall
She
reach the
filled
heavens.
her temples with her own story, her right to rule written in stone on every wall. She sent ships to the land of Punt. They returned with gold, ivory, incense, riches Egypt hadn't seen in generations. For nearly 20 years, Egypt flourished, and Thutmose III kept watching, kept waiting. He was no longer confused. His eyes, when they rested on her, were the eyes of a general. At its peak, one of Egypt's most prosperous reigns. Built by a woman, history would later erase. She walked through her own temple, her story on every wall. She built herself into stone. Foreign delegations arrived from across the world, not for Thutmose III, for her. Her portrait carved into monuments across Egypt. Always the false beard, always the crook, and her obelisk tips caught the dawn light. For miles around, the first thing Egypt saw every morning was her. Then, one by one, her allies disappeared. Senenmut, the high priest, her daughter. Thutmose III was no longer a boy. He had waited 20 years. He was done waiting. Around 1458 BC, she disappears from the record. Not with a battle. She simply stops appearing. She died in her 50s from a tooth abscess. Not betrayal, not poison, something almost unbearably ordinary. She died.
Her
looking
temple
at
survived
everything.
everything.
She built. The
3,500
temple, the
years,
obelisks, the
standing
empire.
eternal against the sands.
Then Thutmose III began erasing her. Statues smashed, names chiseled off. 20 years. Her obelisks were too tall to destroy, so he walled them in. Hidden, but still standing. For 3,000 years, she was gone. A blank space where a pharaoh used to be. Her
temple
is
survived
still there.
everything.
3,500
years,
later, still
standing eternal
still
against the
hers.
sands.
On her temple walls, her portrait survives. Still vivid, still watching, still certain. History tried to erase her twice. It failed, both times. Her obelisks still catch the light at Karnak. Subscribe. Next time, we go somewhere even darker.